Boys and girls, today we would like to introduce you to one of my favorite parts of every school day. It's called Classroom Book a Day. During Classroom Book of the Day, we read a different picture book out loud to you all each day, just for fun, Miss Mila.
It is. We don't stop during the story to ask questions like we would if it was during a reading lesson. We would stop and look for clues or make an inference or a prediction or talk about characters. But in this, we just read the book for fun. And we'll have a question for you at the end. But more or less, it's just for fun. We did this last year, Miss Tyler. We started it and did it in class every day. It was part of our everyday routine we did in the mornings. And then in March, when we all went home, we still read these books and posted them every single day. And so whether you are here at school or whether you are at home, everyone can participate in our classroom book of the day. Good morning, boys and girls.
Happy first day of school. We are so excited to see you this morning.
We've got a book to read for our very first classroom book of the day, and it is called First Day Jitters by Julia Danberg, illustrated by Judy Love.
Sarah dear, time to get out of bed, Mr. Hartwell said, poking his head through the bedroom doorway. You don't want to miss the first day of school, do you?
I'm not going, said Sarah, and pulled the covers over her head. Of course you're going, honey, said Mr. Hartwell as he walked over to the window and snapped up the shade.
No, I'm not. I don't want to start over again. I hate my new school, Sarah said. She tunneled down to the end of her bed.
How can you hate your new school, sweetheart? Mr. Hartwell chuckled. You've never been there before. Don't worry. You liked your other school. You'll like this one. Besides, just think of all the new friends you'll meet.
That's just it. I don't know anybody. It'll be hard. I just hate it. That's all.
What will everyone think if you aren't there? We told them you were coming.
They'll think that I am lucky and they will wish that they were at home in bed like me. Mr. Hartwell sighed. Sarah Jane Hartwell, I'm not playing this silly game 1 second longer. I'll see you downstairs in 5 minutes.
Sarah tumbled out of bed. She stumbled into the bathroom. She fumbled into her new clothes.
My head hurts, she moaned as she trudged into the kitchen. Mr. Hartwell handed Sarah a piece of toast and her lunchbox.
They walked to the car. Sarah's hands were cold and clammy. They drove down the street. She couldn't breathe.
And then they were there. I feel sick, said Sarah weakly. Nonsense, said Mr. Hartwell. You'll love your new school once you get started. Oh, look, there's your principal, Mrs. Burton. Sarah slumped down in her seat.
Oh, Sarah, Miss Burton gushed, peeking into the car. There you are. Come on, I'll show you where to go.
She led Sarah into the building and walked quickly through the crowded hallways. Don't worry, everyone is nervous the first day, she said over her shoulder as Sarah rushed to keep up.
When they got to the classroom, most of the children were already in their seats.
The class looked up as Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, Class, I would like you to meet
Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell, your new teacher.
That was a great book, Miss Milam. I
Can
really
we
liked
clap
it.
for a good book?
Yeah, let's clap for a good book.
Yes, because in class, every time we do our class book of the day, we end with let's clap for a good book. So we can do it together at home.
Miss Milam, were you surprised at the ending of the story?
I think the author kind of was hoping that we would be surprised. Yes, it wasn't a child who was nervous about going. It was the teacher.
Miss Milam, do you have any first day jitters this school year?
Oh, especially this school year. Every school year I have first day jitters. I have trouble sleeping, I'm nervous.
We have some bad dreams.
Oh, all kinds of weird bad dreams, and we'll talk about those. But yes, we do have lots of jitters. But this year especially, with everything being so new,
And different?
yeah, for all of us, lots of jitters. Miss Taylor, can we tell them? We
Sure.
had some jitters doing this for you all, where we're nervous about doing this for the first time, and because when we did it in March, we were doing it from home on our own, but this is the first time we're kind of doing this virtual stuff together here at school, so yes, lots of jitters.
And I wonder, like, will I get to know you well enough? I want to, you know, once you become one of our students, you're like, you belong to us and we have this great connection and we want to be connected to you. And I wonder, am I going to be able to take care of everybody? But you know what? We're going to be just fine.
Just fine.
I always have those jitters, but then the first day of school rolls around
It's
and
good.
kids come one way or another and it's good, okay? So today,
We've got a question for you.
do you have any first day jitters? What makes you nervous about school this year?
Post your response to this question on Google Classroom. Make sure you read each other's thoughts and feel free to comment to a friend. Guys, every day as we post our classroom book of the day, we'll end either the video or on our post, we'll have a question that we just would like you to respond to. It can just be real short, type however long it takes to answer the question. Just answer the question, respond to it. It lets us know that you have listened and participated in this activity. And then read each other's comments and comment back to them. You know, agree, disagree.
I felt
add
that
to
way
it.
too. I was wondering that too. You know, I hadn't thought about that. Be respectful, be kind, but interact with each other because we are a classroom community, whether you're actually in the room or not.
So I can't wait to read your comments and hopefully see you all talking to each other through Google Classroom. So.
See you soon, guys.
ya.
Bye.